Good afternoon, friends, and welcome. I'll be sharing live trades and results with you. We'll be evaluating how well these trades work out. We'll be benchmarking this against the S&P 500. I'm expecting to be outperforming it every month. Along the way, I'll also be sharing some lessons I've learned about investments, trading, and building wealth. And of course, the mandatory disclaimer. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be interpreted as advice. And with that, let's get into it. Today we're going to take a look at the trade that closed on March 8th. As you might remember, our last trade over here, we actually avoided a little, we got in, we got out, we avoided a little drawdown, and Adam put us back in. We got a modest gain, which was great, and then we exited. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen on the next day, but as it turns out, the next day was a very good one, and we missed out on some opportunity there. So, of course, the next question is, where do we get back in? And what Adam decided to do is the following day was sort of a low-moving day, and right here, and Adam decided to go ahead and go in on that. So let's watch that order live. As you can see, the order goes in. You can see the blue line marking our limit price. And after a bit of time, you can see that order fill, and that line turns yellow, marking our entry price. And from there, we can track our gains and losses. I've mentioned before that this setup is a little bit riskier. Of course, no one's going to know what happens the next day, but buying on a big gain sometimes works out if the market keeps going up, but also can be a little bit of a risk. And I tend to think that on big moves, there typically is some sort of a bit of a reversal. Unfortunately, the next day we saw a big drop. Sometimes this can just be some drawdown that we're willing to take that risk, but we're going to balance that risk of a drawdown and a recovery versus looking for a possible good place to exit. The following day, the market had a minor recovery, and Adam decided to exit. The good news is we did not drop too much, but we were certainly not in the right way. Let's watch this trade live, and this one's a little bit interesting. I'm going to discuss it a bit. We're trading a number of shares with a limit order, and what that means is we set a price, and when that price is met, the order turns into a market order and is filled. This should mean that when we fill very close to our limit price, hopefully. Sometimes when the market's moving very quickly, that doesn't quite happen, but we like to get close as possible to that limit price. So in this particular order, sometimes the shares are filled at the limit price, all of them at one go. However, this order was a little bit different, and it filled over a period of time with some partial fills. And what that means is some of the shares get filled, and you can watch these over time, and that order will stay open until all the orders are filled, or all the shares are filled, and the purchase is complete. And that's what you saw here. With this exit, we're hoping that the market will continue to drop while we're in cash. Once it drops enough, Adam will buy back in. If it goes up, like it did last time, we might miss some gains, but we'll just have to take that risk. We'll have to watch on the next entry to see what actually happens. What do you think? Let me know. Is the market going to go up or down after this entry? All right, let's check the results of this last trade. Okay, here's our result page. Unfortunately, we took a whopping almost 3% loss on that last trade, and we continue to lose ground against the S&P 500. We're now trailing it by almost 6.75%. So we made a little ground back. We were down 6% compared to the S&P 500. We gained a little back, got to about 3.5 here, and now we're back to over 6%. The good news is, I guess, at least some good news, our overall return this year is -2%. The S&P's up 4%, and that gives us our -6% loss. We're going to have to wait and see how the next trade goes. Hopefully we'll see a big pullback in the market while we're sitting in cash. That's it for today. How do you think we're doing? Please comment below and let me know how this compares to other investments you've seen. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be taken or interpreted as advice. Until next time.